Hey everyone, this episode is now available on Spotify and iTunes. Check it out on the link below. 2 of our episodes are already there, and by the time you probably see, or if you keep hearing this, that means there are more. So, yeah, new episodes down there. Link in the description below.
So good.
Punch Drunk Love.
What is up, guys? We're the Continuity Crew. I'm Will.
I'm Win.
And today, continuing Adam Sandler week, we have got a film report for Punch Drunk Love. And I literally just realized we have to answer questions for a film report. And I did not answer those questions. Let me get the notes out real quick, and we'll do it. We're doing it on the fly. I know the first one, plot summary. Go, Win. You got this.
Plot summary. We have our titular character, Adam Sandler. I don't remember his name. It's
it was
Burt, right?
Barry Egan.
Barry Egan.
I believe.
Yeah. Barry Egan, owner of a small-time plunger company. He basically he manufactures plungers. Am I getting that right?
Dude, I did not pick that up. I'm gonna be honest.
He says he owns a small business, but I don't get it.
Yeah, he keeps saying that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Continue what you said.
Yeah, he owns like a small plunger company, and then he gets basically the whole premise is him getting bullied by everyone around him, and his anger issues just kind of it comes out every now and then when I don't know, he snaps, let's just say.
Yeah.
And at some point he becomes aware that he gets really angry, and I think when he's around this girl that he meets through his sisters.
Yes.
I think.
Yes. I believe what we're led to believe is that her sister told this girl about Barry.
Yeah.
And then remember she said, "Oh, I dropped my car off so
Just
I
to
could."
see you.
Yeah. So, they're so cute. I'm not gonna lie, it's a cute little couple. God, I cannot find the
If I had to
question.
give this movie a review, when you're watching this movie, don't be frustrated before you watch it. Because when I watched this movie, I was frustrated.
Were you just mad?
Yeah, I was just really mad.
Okay.
Like there was something going on, and like I just got really mad, and almost immediately was like, "Why am I watching this?"
I could see that. You definitely have to be somewhat in the mood for this movie.
I want to say you have to be chill.
Yeah, it's a very. It gave me. I didn't realize it the first time I watched it, but it gives me a very La La Land vibes.
Does it?
In a sense, and in the some of the shots and stuff, the cinematography and just the like some of the scenes they did, like transitions, kind of gave me some La La Land feels where they kind of go for that early last century like movie techniques.
Yeah.
Like there was, I think, the beginning transition, it just flashes like colors and you can almost tell what some of the stuff is, and I really like that. I thought that was really cool. And that's just Paul Thomas Anderson, some of his, I feel like, vibe, because he's done Boogie Nights, Inherent Vice, and I feel like those have very similar vibes in the sense of, I'm trying to think of a good word for it, because I feel like I mentioned this a lot with movies of just like they've got like a 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, that kind of era of movies in a sense feel where like Singing in the Rain, like City Lights, Charlie Chaplin, that type of deal. It's just classic, kind of organic. I don't know what to call it, but maybe someone can tell me down below. Hey, you should subscribe, just so you know.
Subscribe.
I was just letting them know.
No, I haven't seen La La Land in a while, but there was like one scene where he was running that was kind of similar to it. Maybe it's got the same cinematographer.
That's a possibility. I could honestly see that. I don't know. I also feel like that's just what the both directors were going for. Paul Thomas Anderson and Damien Chazelle were kind of going for this. It kind of feels like hopping to super specific genre. I'd say this is a romantic drama.
Yeah.
Maybe like thriller.
Super specific genre. I think this is. I don't want to say this is completely romance, but
yeah,
it's a romantic movie, but it's not.
I can see that. I feel like the romance isn't really necessarily inserted until maybe 30 minutes in. Like it doesn't feel.
Yeah, just about.
I'm gonna see what I'm
trying to look up the cinematographer.
comedy, drama, romance. See, and that's one thing. I see some people say this is somewhat of a comedy.
It
I guess.
is.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I did laugh some parts. And the whole relationship, if you call it one, of him and the sex phone worker.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And
Okay.
like,
The cinematographer is the same cinematographer from Velvet Buzzsaw.
oh, I can definitely see that then.
Yeah. Some of the Mission Impossible ones, the Rogue Nation, Inherent Vice, Nightcrawler.
Oh, okay, he did. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I definitely see all
Yeah.
those.
Born Legacy. This dude, he's done pretty great. I
Yeah,
think.
he's done.
Yeah,
It's some
he's done
very
some pretty good
varying
ones.
stuff, but all good cinematography. That's one thing. If you do cinematography for like big movies, like I feel like you're normally pretty okay at your job. Like,
Either that or you're just expensive.
yeah, that's true.
Because a lot of times they do tend to do that, especially like in what is that movie, Home Alone?
Mhm.
Yeah, they just bought, like, they just had like a second unit cinematographer, second unit.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you do good on one movie, you've got work, because like
Oh, yeah.
those are all very differing movies. I feel like, but for most of those, at least except Born Legacy, they're pretty decent cinematography.
Yeah.
But moving on to
Does visual effects too. Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. E.T. He was a camera operator in all of these.
Interesting. What's his name?
Robert L. Switt, I think that's what it says. Yeah, L. Switt.
Sounds familiar. I'm not gonna lie. And that's one thing. Well, I mean, we're kind of getting sidetracked here, but
yeah,
the
we are.
I wish I could I can remember actors pretty well, but I wish I could remember like cinematographers and like so I could watch the credits and be like, oh, that person, oh, there, because I do that with actors, but oh well, I've got plenty of time to put new information.
Well, sometimes it's like, sometimes when you have a really good cinematographer, they have a style
yeah,
that you can kind of connect with, and I think that's the same with just as an example, the guy that works with, what's his name, the one who made Tenet, the director for it,
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan. Yeah, the guy that works with Nolan all the time. He's the same cinematographer for Batman, I think. The movie with dude, I'm blanking. The space movie,
Interstellar.
Interstellar, and then a few others. Yeah, it's the same.
So and it seems
cinematographer.
like Nolan likes him then, but also it's just like I said, you get work if you're good at your job.
I think they've just been working together for a long
Yeah,
time.
I
'Cause,
mean
like,
that's
think it
him
was
and
the
like Hans
first
Zimmer
old movie.
essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
But okay, back on track. Favorite character.
Favorite character.
Mine, like,
I just want to say Adam Sandler in this.
yeah,
one.
that's fair. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say he wasn't in it much, but Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, the like dude getting the haircut at the laundromat and all that.
Oh yeah.
The like
yeah,
who ran the whole business. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
That
he was in Hunger Games.
yeah, he was in. Have you seen The Master?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good. But I thought it was just so like full disclosure, had said I had watched this movie and I realized I had not watched the whole thing. I got about an hour in and realized, oh, there's 30 minutes left. I thought I finished this
Yeah.
from my memory of it, and so I didn't remember that. But I just love Philip Seymour Hoffman as an actor, and like I thought it was such a throwaway side plot, but it was still was happening the entire time.
Yeah, that's what was frustrating about this movie was that side plot that was just like introduced like right in like in the first maybe about 20 minutes of the
Mhm.
movie, and then almost right in the middle, and then at the very end.
Yeah, it kind of just pops up every like act of the movie. So it was kind of
To
it was
me,
an
pointless.
interesting. I wouldn't say pointless. I feel like it was just an interesting choice.
I don't
and-
know, man. I still think it was pointless.
Well, it's like it was a big part of the movie in a sense,
Yeah.
but
I don't know how to criticize this movie because I don't know. I don't think it's that serious of a movie, but at the same time, I think part of me thinks that they were going for that.
I think they were going for a very weird like gray area of it,
Yeah.
and I thought it was pretty. I think they did it well. If that's what they were going for, like this, like it's a dark comedy in a sense.
See, that's what I was thinking too. Like, is it dark humor or is it
I think so, because it's
serious
like
comedy?
because if you're going for a comedy, you wouldn't be talking about this guy who's depressed and like.
No, you would. That's like a lot of the basis for like comedians.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I mean though. Most comedians are somewhat dark humor. Like
Yeah.
you watch the big names like Bill Burr, Bo Burnham, John Mulaney. It's normally about that's just comedy, and
Yeah.
but I feel like this one is very. It's got what it is. At least this is my hypothesis. Is it's a melancholic comedy in a sense. It's still a comedy, but it's got this overarching like vibe that we're sad. But it's like not gothic.
I think
But-
the easiest way to describe it is that it's not your typical
Yes.
comedy. It's not like your regular Adam Sandler loud
Yes,
comedy
yes.
or your witty, nice guys, smart ass kind of comedy.
Yeah, it's
It's
very
like in between.
yeah, like I said, it's a gray area. But moving on, favorite scene.
Whenever he smashes the bathroom.
That's what I was gonna say.
Really?
yeah. Oh my god, I was cracking up. I completely forgot about that scene, and I think how they cut it. He's like, he's like, I've got to go to the bathroom. And I'll be right back. And then it's just, boom.
I think that was pretty solid.
And I just thought it was great. And then the
Stop it.
intermission. And we're back. Yeah, just hopping right back into it. Like host comes over and says, "Sir, can I talk to you?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I didn't do that." And he says, "I can't prove you." And just I think
It's a weird exchange.
yes, I think, but that's what leading into that. I think Adam Sandler. This is kind of a character. A lot of his characters can be kind of drawn into similarities, like his comedies and stuff.
Yeah.
This one, I just feel like is normally he's loud and obnoxious, or like just kind of a normal guy, but still like loud and obnoxious. But this, he's just kind of like this timid, like just depressed and like just anxiety induced. Like he's.
I'm trying to think of other comedies that he was kind of like that, where he was just kind of somewhat quiet, and then
I can't think of any comedies because
Anger Management is the closest thing.
Yeah, but that's where I'm kind of like he's just a normal guy. It's back. It's flashing.
I'm just gonna turn it off. Fuck it.
Next question. If you could have one thing from set.
The car that she drops off. It was a Honda. It was a nice Civic.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a big Honda guy.
I was going to say either his suit or the piano.
Oh, yeah, that suit that he wears the entire movie.
I was looking at the goofs before we recorded this. Apparently, in the when he gets on the airplane, he's got a red tie on. When he sits down, it's a yellow tie. And then when he gets off, it's a red tie again.
Yeah.
Interesting. What does it mean?
I wonder if it's an actual goof or if it's just
I bet there was some reason to it.
Yeah. Who knows, man?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot into this movie that.
Is there more of that where his tie just changes randomly?
I don't know. That was the only one I saw, but I could see that there's a reason for that. Probably, I feel like there's. As Paul Thomas Anderson, like as a director, like I feel like normally his stories are pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
When it's doing it again. Paul Thomas Anderson, I feel like he's got normally like a pretty straightforward like storytelling in most of his movies, the ones that I can think of. But I feel like there's more to this movie that we're not necessarily seeing. So if you know, tell us down below. Because honestly, I really like this movie personally. Like I said, it gives a good vibe, and just honestly, that's a big thing. Like watching the movies, how it makes me feel, and like just like while I'm taking it. And like how you said you don't want to be upset when watching this movie or something. I would say that's fair because I would say some movies I've watched for the first time and just not been in necessarily a mood, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't really like that. Then I rewatch it and I'm like, oh, this movie's great. And like one I could definitely say like that is Batman vs Superman. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, this is all right. Oh, we haven't done this in a while.
The first one of the year.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, this is our MCU and DC EU bucket. And whenever we mention either one, we put a little money in there. And it's pretty, it's getting full. If you could change one thing to make it better, what would it be?
Get rid of that subplot.
It's not that bad though, and I just feel like it could have been executed better.
It's frustrating.
You just need to rewatch it then.
No, it's just so. I don't know. They're trying to do this psychological thing, and then they make an external enemy, and then, you know, that's their bad guy, and then he has to come back to it, and it's like
and then they mess with his girl, and he messes him up. It's awesome.
I guess it gives him a reason to be angry, but at the same time, they could have done something better than that.
I agree.
Than a
it was just
sex operator.
I thought it was funny, and I think that's the comedy like that they're going for. Like it's supposed to be funny.
Well, it just doesn't make sense because he says that on one occasion he said that he doesn't want a girlfriend, and then he calls them, and then his sister tries to set him up with his friend, and then he's like, no, I really don't want to do that. And then the sister is like, yeah, he's kind of weird. And then the girl is kind of like, yeah, he's kind of weird. And then sister
she's
is
into
like,
it though.
But the sister is like,
I think,
hey, don't say it like that.
I think.
Also, the sister. This is all my frustrations coming.
Go for it.
That sister, her motivation is so dumb.
Oh, all the sisters are just. I think it's just the kind of show though, like. He's got a bunch of like sisters that are kind of just overwhelming and like have made him the person he is, and just his family like type has overwhelmed him and just it's pushed him to where he is. Also, if I could change one thing, is I want to know if he ever got his frequent flyer miles and what he did with that.
I think that's the part where you know how like
usually
it happens in movies like that are made for like psychological thrillers like Inception and stuff like that, where it's an open ending.
Yeah,
I think that's what they were going for.
We'll just never know.
Yeah.
Hey, he said what, 3 to 4 weeks, 6 to 8.
Also, the cap, right? They were talking about the credit card cap being $500, and he just goes in there and buys a lot more of the stuff.
It was 25 cents a cup, bro.
And you don't think? Oh well, no. He said $3,000 Yeah, $3,000 for a million freaking flyer.
He was buying the pudding. Hey, just because it was on his card doesn't mean he ain't got cash for the plungers or whatever.
Maybe I'm just also missing this, but also the piano looking thing never goes anywhere.
That's again. I think there's more to this movie because I don't know what the piano either.
I just kind of looked at.
I feel like each kind of thing. Okay, this is just theory. But each thing is kind of supposed to represent like part of his character. Maybe like buying the pudding and stuff is like greed or something. Like the piano is like, I don't know. I'm sure there's some way this can be analyzed, but this isn't the time for that.
I don't think I don't think that would be greed. I think that would be along the lines of
gluttony.
No. What do you call that? That's way too deep. I think it's along the lines of compulsion, impulsive.
Impulsive. I'm impulsive.
Yeah, he's just. I think he was just being impulsive at that moment. But the whole freaking flyer thing.
Yeah. Well, so it sounds like you should just make the movie a little bit different.
Yeah, I think
there's again. I think there's some stuff that we're just kind of reading too much into, or not reading into. I don't know. I think we missed some stuff. And even after watching this for I guess 1.5 times,
I think the thing that just really frustrates me is it doesn't have a clear intention, and it's like when it does try to set up something, it immediately just kind of like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah,
So,
and then it kind of goes back. I don't know. It is kind of confusing. So those are your dislikes. What about your likes?
I think I think the burst of anger every now and then. I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I like God, the cinematography was pretty cool. I like those little color transitions like I was talking about.
Oh wait, speaking of dislikes, that's the sounds over some of the dialogues. I get the whole overwhelming thing, but then like
Oh, like the music and
yeah,
stuff.
like
I
if,
like that stuff. I thought that was good.
well, if they wanted to do something that's overwhelming, just make the sound correlate to the background, not the background, but
The,
on
like,
the set thing. You know,
like
like
the
have it
beat.
almost like have it there. But like what they did was they just overlaid it, made it louder, and then you couldn't hear those two people talking, and then there was like things in the background going on, and it's like I don't know. I had to turn on subtitles to understand what they were talking about.
I guess I liked it because it made it like more anxiety inducing. Make sure you subscribe because we're talking about anxiety. We're talking about uncut gems later this week. Um, but I like that. I like it feels like they're clamoring to have this conversation. It feels like Barry's on the edge of his seat and he's freaking out and he could burst into tears. He could punch through a bathroom door. You just don't know what's going to happen.
I get that. It's just that it wasn't done right.
I guess. Again, I just think we are missing something. And maybe we need to rewatch it. Maybe we needed to watch it more than once. But again, for another time. But would you remake this movie?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I want a sequel.
You want a sequel?
I want a
I
sequel.
don't think they can make a sequel.
Why? I want
this movie doesn't hold up.
I don't know. God, this movie's 19 years old. That's crazy.
I'm older than the movie.
Wow.
That's an achievement for me.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm having an existential crisis as we speak. But yeah, I wouldn't remake it. I'd like a sequel probably or something. I don't know. I want to watch those outtakes though. Critical rating out of 10.
5.
7. Enjoyment rating.
It was around 6. There were some things that made me laugh.
7 for me.
Yeah.
But overall, final thoughts. Punch Drunk Love.
Watch it when you're not angry. If you're gonna watch this movie,
I have an open mind. I would definitely say.
I definitely would say like, don't think about Adam Sandler when you're watching this movie.
Well, I think he does a somewhat okay job breaking away from that character that he normally plays. So,
I thought this was gonna be, I don't know, man. Like from when you talked about it a while back, I had a different tone in mind.
So did well, you know what? So did I, because I'd only seen an hour of it and didn't remember very much of it because I watched it like 3 a.m. So. Yeah. I thought it was a completely different movie. I thought they lived happily ever after in Hawaii. I'm not going to lie. I was like, wow, okay, that's the end of the movie. And I guess I just turned it off or something. I don't know. But I watched it. At least I thought I did. But overall, not your typical Adam Sandler. You should watch it. It's fun in some ways. Like he said, it's got to be in a certain. You don't be angry essentially watching it. Just have an open mind, and I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a film.
I don't know. It still follows. I actually think that it still follows that Adam Sandler formula
A little bit, but I don't. I think it's Paul Thomas Anderson style, is what it is.
Maybe.
Is it? I don't know. Well. I will probably do a little. I'll maybe do a little research or something. Maybe we're missing something.
Yeah.
But that's our Punch Drunk Love film report for Adam Sandler week. We've been the Continuity Crew. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We love movies. We love y'all. We will see y'all in the next one. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to be talking about Uncut Gems later this week. Hope y'all make sure you stay. Hope you stay tuned for that. And make sure you go check us out on Spotify, iTunes, all that. We're going to have those down below. And check out our socials. We're all down there.
This episode is now available on Spotify.
This is NBR News.
Thank you. Oh wait, no, I forgot to do like brought to you by viewers
Like you. Thank you.
But yeah, that was the episode.
Peace.
Fuck you.